Welcome to Anyone Can Travel. Today we are visiting one of only 2 firefly sanctuaries in the world. The other one is in New Zealand, and we are in Tlaxcala, Mexico. Tlaxcala is the smallest state in Mexico. We are doing a day trip of this. There's plenty of camping and cabins and glamping in this area, but just for our budget, we wanted to stay in Puebla and make it a day trip. So we drove this afternoon. We left about 2:45 p.m., got here about 4. Google Maps says it's an hour and a half drive. Probably took us an hour and a half to get to the beginning of the sanctuary, but then the rest of the road is a dirt road. So just depending on what car you have, you can go faster or slower there. You can also come from Mexico City or kind of other surrounding areas. It is a bit of a longer drive from Mexico City to make it like a day trip. You'd probably want to do camping or book a tour. There is no public transportation out here. You'd have to book a tour or rent a car to get here. We paid about 150 pesos in tolls from Puebla to get here. Finding information on Google Maps was a little bit hard. I thought that we were coming to a place listed on Google Maps as Santuario de las Luciérnagas. Now that we're here, it's Piedra Cantada, which, I think it's the same place. It's just hard to find any information. I thought tickets were going to be 350 pesos because you can buy them online beforehand. But when we got here, they were only 250 pesos. So that was a bonus. There are plenty of other areas that you can visit around here. This one just had good reviews on Google, and I thought it was mentioned in a couple of articles online, but honestly, I feel like the names don't match what's on Google Maps, so it's really hard to tell. You do need to arrive here by 6 because you're not allowed to drive in this area after 6 p.m. We got here early because we thought we had to be here by 5, so we're here at about 5. And they start putting you into groups to do the hike at 7 p.m. So we're going to get something to eat here at the restaurant so we are all fueled up for the hike. So we ate at the restaurant. I got tacos dorados, which were really good. They were 70 pesos. Neffy and his dad each got a plate with enchiladas and a piece of meat and some rice, and that was 170 pesos, which was a little bit expensive. It ended up being 450 for all of us with drinks as well. But the food was really good, which is kind of surprising for being in the middle of nowhere. And then you're right here, the restaurant right next to it is this big open field where you meet at about 7. It is getting a little chilly, so definitely be sure to pack coats, maybe hats, gloves, just to stay warm. It also is rainy season, so it was sprinkling a little bit as we drove up here and a little bit while we were in the restaurant. So you'll want to bring a raincoat or a poncho because you can't bring an umbrella in the field or on the hike. You are supposed to arrive before 6 p.m. and then you aren't really supposed to leave until after 10 p.m. The guard at the gate said 9:30, 10, just so that you don't disturb the fireflies. So we are waiting here in the field now for us to start the hike, and I think maybe they might split us into groups. We are here on a Monday, so it's really not that crowded. I think max 50 people, but I've heard that there could be tons of people, especially on the weekends. So if you can come on a weekday, it's going to be much less crowded. They split us up into 3 groups. We were able to choose if we wanted to do the easy, medium, or hard path. All of the paths were the same amount of time and distance. Actually, they said it was about 1 to 1.5 kilometers. From what we measured, ours was like 1.2 kilometers, and it took about an hour and a half. They said an hour to an hour and a half. Ours was definitely an hour and a half because we spent a lot of time up there at the top talking. He told us the entire life cycle story of a firefly, about different species of fireflies, and then also some kind of scary stories. They weren't really scary, but just kind of some local legends and things that have happened nearby here, or they say have happened near here. Some things to be aware of when you're going to come to visit. The firefly season is from the end or middle of June to the beginning of August, but they said the best time to come is July 10th to 20th. And it's best to come actually when it's raining. So we thought we were lucky it didn't rain, but you see even more fireflies when it is raining because of the humidity. Last month in June, we're here July 3rd, they didn't really see any fireflies because it was super hot and super dry. There was no rain. So you actually really want rain for it to be the best viewing conditions. We saw it at about a 60% and it was really cool. It was beautiful. I can't imagine that 100%. The beginning of July was good. Just depends when it's been raining is a good time to come. You'll want to wear decent walking shoes, maybe wear dark clothes so you don't take away from, if you're wearing a white coat, it kind of stands out even in the dark, reflects the light. So wearing dark clothes, wearing at least nice shoes that are good for walking in the dirt. It's not a super hard hike, but there is some uphill walking, at least on the medium one that we did. And bring a poncho because you do want it to rain and you want to be prepared for that in case you get wet. We're headed back to Puebla tonight though, so it is a 2-hour drive. We'll probably end up getting back around midnight, but we are going to head home. So thanks for joining us. This was a super fun trip. I'd highly recommend it, and don't forget to like and subscribe. See you next time.